I was really kind of looking for something that wasn't enveloped in this world of either school, or I didn't want to play somebody's, son. I didn't want to play like a student or anything. I was really looking for a more challenging kind of an adult role to say. And, growing up, I played sports. I love playing sports. The fact that this is kind of a sports movie, but it's also just it's a human story, and it's an incredible true story about probably, one of the greatest comebacks ever. You know, Forget sports. I mean, just in general, to be able to come back from the kind of injury that Vinny did, and to be able to, bring this story to life really was a huge honor. And when I met Ben, first for the project, I really didn't think I had any chance at getting it. I thought it was, I didn't, know that he would, I knew that I would be able to do it, but at the time when he cast me, I was really, a far ways away. I mean, I had to train and really do a lot of stuff for about 8 months to be able to get to this point. So, I'm just glad that Ben gave me the opportunity. But really, it's everything in a movie that I would want to, to do as an actor. Once I got into LA, or got back to LA, and I started working with Daryl, who's our fight coordinator. Guy's just really, incredible boxing trainer. And so I went from 188 pounds to 168 pounds. I got my body fat down to 6%. Because it's not just about going into the gym and looking jacked. Like, I didn't want to just have my shirt off and look cool or anything. Like, I really need to be able to do these boxing scenes because it is all day. I mean, the first boxing match in this movie, we filmed for 13 hours, and it was pretty much nonstop. So I was doing that. I was also doing, like an hour and a half of physical therapy to work on like a tight hip that I've had. And then I was also doing accent dialect training. So I would do 2 hours weights, hour and a half accent dialect training, hour and a half physical therapy, and then, anywhere from 2 to 4 hours of boxing. It's a great tool to have, man. Like, I don't want to know how to fake box. I'd rather know how to, box a little bit. And that's kind of the mentality that Daryl's taken with this thing. Like, he didn't want to, teach me movie boxing or how to fake throw punches. Now he's like, no, by the end of this movie, like, you'll be able to, mess some dude up if he's talking to your girl. I watched a ton of videos. I mean, YouTube is the best thing. I listened to a lot of radio interviews, which was good because I would just have them playing in the background for, a couple hours as I was looking up information. But yeah, and also it's great playing a real person because I don't have to invent all these characteristics and mannerisms. I can actually watch video of him and see the way he, does certain things, the way he, like, kind of laughs and stuff. I can take that and I can incorporate that in my performance. And so it's been great. And Vinny's been the ideal person to make a movie about because he's just excited. He's not too precious with it. He doesn't, he basically just told me whenever I want him on set, he'll be there. And when I don't, he won't. And yeah, I was a little nervous doing him in front of him, at first, but at the same time, I really fell in love with the story, and I was excited to, to feel what it was like to be a, 27-year-old guy, boxer, champion Italian boxer in the 80s. Like, that's a cool guy to play. To shoot this movie in Providence where everything happened is really such a it's so informative to the work that we're doing, and the fact that everybody around here, like when you're going around, people are just so proud and so happy to that we are filming this movie here, and they feel the need to come up to me and say, I knew Vin, like, you're doing a great job, and I like hearing that. I had people after the first fight come up to me saying, I've been to all of Vinny's fights. I feel like I was watching Vinny. I said, that's, thank you so much. And it's just cool, man. This movie for me had the most challenges of any movie that I've done. There's just a ton of stuff, man. There's that halo, physically, the halo it hurt my head and it was cumbersome and I'd have to wear it all day. But also just imagining because it's such an absurd thing to relate to have this thing drilled into your head, and to to have that done. So that was a challenge. Anytime you're doing like an accent in front of people that are from there, I'm doing a Providence accent in front of hair and makeup in the beginning of this shoot, or the producers, people that are from Providence. That's a challenge. The boxing was a huge challenge, because if you only have 2.5 weeks to do anything, I don't care if it's batting a ball on a paddle, 2.5 weeks, you're not a professional in anything. So that was a really challenge for me, just to be able to, because I'm not just playing a fighter. As Vinny would say, there's a million fighters. There's only there's only a couple of champions. There's a lot of dinner table scenes. That's where it all it's like the glue throughout the movie. We always come together for dinner, and it was like the first day, and I come into the kitchen. I just say, "Maj, did you watch the tapes yet?" She's like, "No, I can't watch the fights, Vinny." She's like, that, but it's out there. I said, "All right, I'm gonna go watch it." And then when I left the scene, they all just continued to talk, and they're just ad-libbing, but it just reminded me of my house. It just sounded like a family talking, and everybody, Kieran and Katie and Amanda and Dan, and and Aaron, but really the family dynamic, everybody just just got along so well, and it's really it's so nice to be a part of a cast where there are no egos. I never wanted to keep as much wardrobe from any film I've done except for this one. The denim jean Tasmanian devil jacket. I remember when I first got here, and I was looking at my wardrobe. She just had an entire table full of sunglasses and rings and necklaces, and it was just all Vinny's Italian, and he's flashy, and he's a boxer, and it was just all like I love my whole wardrobe.
We are going to start the weigh-in.
Hello.
Where's he at?
Just hold him off. Tell him I'm coming.
He's coming. Now everybody!
I'm gonna rain on you like a thunderstorm. Got a little surprise for you.
140 pounds even.
I'm so happy.
すべてうまくいくはずだった。
You're in an accident. Your neck's broke.
How much time until I can fight again?
I can't say with any certainty you're going to walk again.
There's a whole world outside the ring.
I'm getting pretty sick of people talking about me like I'm dead. Kev, I'm gonna fight again.
No, you ain't, Vinny. Vinny, no. This is insane.
諦めることは知っている。でも諦めることが簡単なのが怖いんだ。
You gotta do something. I can't be part of you getting hurt no more.
I'm not done. All right, I got more in me.
Now go out there and show me how you do things. Show me how you live. Show me how you fight. Show me who you are.
ビニー、信じる男。